could be the biggest musical reunion of all time after famously breaking up in 2009 because of tantrums and infighting.
Oasis are reuniting.
Brothers and Britpop sensations Oasis are on the verge of reforming and playing a series of concerts next year.
The Advertising Standards Authority in the UK has said that quoted ticket prices must not mislead after fans of the rock band Oasis complained about the hike in some of the costs of some tickets for the band's reunion tour. Tens of thousands of people spent hours waiting in a queue on the Ticketmaster website. Some standing tickets, which were advertised at £135, were being priced as high as £355. Ticketmaster says it doesn't set prices.
Welcome to the Don't Get So Emotional podcast. You're joined by Tom. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Paul.
And me, I'm Paul. Apologies for the hair. It's going to get cut at the weekend. Now we're going to talk about Oasis, the Gallagher brothers. So the big news is Oasis, or two of them, are reforming after 15 years, I think it is. And tickets went on sale, and the tickets sold out in about a second. Let's discuss.
I've got two things to say about this.
Go on, then.
My girlfriend's in the room. She's heard me say this about a billion times.
That's one thing.
That is correct.
I was actually at V Festival on the day they disbanded. So it was a Sunday, and I was at V Festival. The reason I went there was to see Oasis. And then during the day, it come up on the big screen, Oasis cancelled. And then we later found out they disbanded and they never got back together again, right? That was the only time I was, I hadn't seen them before that, and I've had no opportunity, obviously, to see them after that.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't believe it. And they haven't performed together since that day. Mm-hmm. And obviously, so when they get back together and they announce this tour, I want tickets. Mm-hmm. And I queued, so you actually had to queue. So if you visited Ticketmaster, I think the sales, tickets went on sale at like 8 a.m. I was basically waiting from 7:30 until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right?
Was it the weekend?
You've got like this loading bar. Yeah, I think it was a Saturday.
Right.
But so there's like this bar, it shows you how far along you are to get, to essentially be let into the website. Mm-hmm. I got like 2/3 of the way across, and then all of a sudden it said that my session was suspended because it was suspicious or something. Right. So I'd literally waited from about 7:30 in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon just for it to be suspended, and couldn't get in. But my cousin and my girlfriend got in. But guess what?
Go on.
Once you're in and you select the tickets, you're then in a second queue. So the first queue was just stage one. Stage two, once you actually selected some tickets, it then put you in another queue to actually buy them. And then you had to wait again. But by this point, the price of the tickets had like quadrupled because Ticketmaster are on these new demand price structure,
on demand,
which meant that the original,
like Uber.
the original face value was like 150 for a decent ticket, was now up to like 300 odd, 300 or 400. It was ridiculous. So in the end, I just gave up, and I thought, you know what? Yes, it would have been nice to go go and see them, but this isn't a farewell tour. I think that they'll stay together now, and I think they'll probably do another album or two. So there'll be opportunities to see them again in the.
Oh, this is going well.
He's frozen. Well, I'm gonna put my hat in the ring. I haven't got a hat. I'm not a fan of Oasis. Never have been. Back in the 90s, didn't like Wonderwall.
You're not into rock music or indie music.
I am.
You're not into that kind of thing. No, you're not.
Well, I'm not into Britpop guitar stuff. No. So back in the 90s, I was into all the dancey stuff.
Funky breath. Funky breath. Funky breath. Okay, go.
What the hell was that?
I loved all that. Oasis to me just passed me by. I see Oasis in the same light as Blur or U2.
No.
Yes,
Nah.
that's the same. What? So if you think of U2, what do you think of U2? Do you like them?
Some songs, but I think Bono's and
Oh,
Blur, you can't even put Blur in the same category. Like Oasis are one of the best British rock bands to have ever come out of Britain. Like they've got so many hit songs.
yeah.
Nearly all of their songs are great, and I think that those two are like good old fashioned rock stars.
Yeah.
Like
Now look. I'm going to say this, right? I'm not a fan of the music. Okay. I mean, I can, tap along to it, but it's
they
not.
are funny.
Yeah. But as people, if I listen to interviews with Liam or Noel, I think they're very very funny. Particularly Noel. He did a like a radio show or something, and it's really really good. It's really interesting. He's very thoughtful. He's funny. And I found out something quite interesting, actually. Do you know what he has for breakfast?
What?
So he has a little routine. He has 2 slices of toast, right? And on one slice, he has peanut butter. And on the other slice, he has Marmite. Right? And I thought, that sounds a bit weird. And I tried it.
Ugh.
It's nice. Not together. Separate. So you have
Really?
one toast with Marmite.
Oh, you don't eat them together?
No, not together. That'd be crazy. No, you have
Oh,
one.
yeah, I've done that before.
Oh, okay. Well, you're just copying Noel Gallagher.
I've done that before, yeah. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh, I fancy Marmite, or I fancy peanut butter, and I'm like, oh, I might just have one on each. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I think they're both funny, but for different reasons. Like they're both really entertaining. Like Liam's got like this kind of, I don't know, arrogance, or he's just got like this rock star quality. Whereas Noel is it seems a bit more academic and smarter in a way, I guess. Probably that's why he's the songwriter. But
Do you think they'll last? Do you think they'll? Because I did see a funny meme says, "While you've been waiting, the band split up."
yeah, no, I do think they'll last, and I think the reason is because Liam's grown up a lot. So back when they split up,
Mhm.
Noel had actually given up drugs. Liam hadn't. So Liam was still going on stage, you know, completely off his tits on drugs or
Getting mad
alcohol.
for it.
Whereas Noel had gone more or less teetotal, and you could tell it was getting unbearable for him. There's certain concerts where, particularly the one where Liam and Patsy, I forgot her name, Patsy something. That's it. She left him, and I think their divorce had just gone through or something, and she was like clearing all the house of furniture and whatnot. And he was just going on about it on stage and just would not stop. He was ruining all the songs. He was changing the lyrics, and Noel just was trying to keep it together and whatnot. And I just don't think he could deal with it anymore. It was all right when he was doing the same thing, but dealing with someone that's high all the time or drunk all the time. But I don't think Liam is like that anymore. He's grown up a lot. Seems to have calmed down.
Well, he's
So
a dad now, and he's a dad, and he's he's mellowed. I mean, how old is he now? Late 40s?
I think he's approaching 50 if he hasn't already. But it's 15 years that they haven't sort of done anything together.
Yeah.
So it's quite a long time. So I think it will last, and I think we'll at least get one more album out of him.
Yeah. I mean, look, although I'm not a fan of the music, and people in the chat don't have a go at me, I'm allowed not to like the music, particularly. But I do think it's cool that something from the 90s has come back. Because let's face it, music today is pretty rubbish, isn't it? I think. Well, music isn't for people.
I think it's getting better. There's a YouTuber that I watch where he does a breakdown of the top 10 Spotify list, global top 10 Spotify list. He does it like every 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And for the last decade, just so many rap songs were on there. And for the last, I'd say, year or so, less and less rap songs are appearing on this list, and more kind of real music with actual instruments is appearing on the list. So I do think it's getting better, but
But what sort
I
of rap
think
are we talking
where
about? What sort of rap are we talking about?
just the
Are we talking
worst kind, the worst
what
kind.
the stuff you like?
No, I don't like rap anymore. I used to be big on rap when it was actual proper rappers, but now it's just a load of crap where you can't even understand them. But where, previous decades had clear, definitive sound,
Mhm.
I don't think we've had that in a long time. And that's where, these top tens that he does all the time, they're so mixed, and a lot of them just take influence from all the different decades. There's no clear, definitive sort of sound anymore for the decades. But I just think Oasis were great. And I know you're allowed to not like them, but don't ever say,
Did I say that?
I don't know, you said something like that.
No,
I don't
I
know.
said
We'll have
I
to,
don't like the music. I can appreciate it. I quite like the Beatles, and I can hear the Beatles' influence in Oasis. Okay, but no, it doesn't. It doesn't move me. I wouldn't queue up and go and see, you know,
Yeah, but like I
Oasis.
said, I don't think you've ever been properly into rock.
Listen,
Like I've never heard of you
I've
ever
been to see.
liking
I've
rock.
been to see Spinal Tap. In fact,
Yeah, but that's a spoof bloody rock
doesn't
band.
matter. Doesn't matter. Spinal
It was
Tap.
like a
I was
mock,
there, Wembley
it's a
Arena, world tour.
mockumentary.
Eh?
It was a mockumentary.
Yeah, probably the best mockumentary. Oh, you haven't even seen Spinal Tap, have you?
Of course I have.
Oh,
I've seen it, but it's not a real band.
no, it's not.
Zach, that's not a good example of you liking rock.
Okay, well, I
A
don't like
spoof
rock.
band that made a mockumentary.
Okay.
So then it's no surprise that you don't like Oasis. I
No,
think their
I
songs
do
are great.
like. I like Tom Petty. That's rock.
Hmm.
Tom Petty, I like. I like the Sex Pistols. I know it's punk, so
Yeah,
uh,
the only genre that you like that could be considered in any kind of vein as rock is punk.
yeah, yeah.
But I think, funnily enough, I don't like the Beatles. I can't stand the Beatles.
Oh,
And I know that Oasis is very heavily influenced in their
yeah.
sound. I much prefer Oasis to the Beatles.
All right. Well, you're allowed to. And I didn't say they were, and I'd not say that word because we don't swear on the channel anymore because I'm trying not to get problems. Right. So look, I think it's good that they're reforming. I won't be going to see it. From some of things, you won't be going either. Apologies for that. They won't be doing any festivals. They've already announced that. So if you were lucky enough to get a ticket, brag about it in the comments. While we're talking about music, we did a previous episode looking at festivals that you may want to check out. There's the thumbnail. And yeah, the next episode. Now, just remember, this channel, we don't talk about anything in particular. We might talk about politics. We might talk about stuff that's happening in the news or whatever. So if you like this kind of content, like the channel, share the show with your friends, comment, and we'll see you next time. Right, Tom?
Yeah.